This is my Banjo, my flying Banjo. I made it myself out of an old mahogany shelf and some pine. There's a screw hole from the shelf bracket, I don't know if you can see that there. Yep, and that's where the 5th string is tied off, which comes out the other end there, you see. It's also made from a lemonade bottle for the skin, some plywood. I left some sound holes here, so the sound from inside is transferred to the outside. It's only screwed together mostly, didn't use much glue. And some fishing line for the strings. Cheap as chips. Fishing line. Sounds fine. Brill. Later on, I might very well undo a few of the screws and show you what's under the hood, as the Americans say, or under the bonnet, as is the correct French. Soon after taking up the banjo, I had some eye trouble. I was driving along one day and my left eye filled up with blood. It turned out that I had a dozen tears in the retina and it hemorrhaged, and so I had to have this vitrectomy, which is an operation to remove the fluid that's in the centre of the eye. They suck it out through a straw and they fill it with gas and stitch it back up again, and so it's a while before your eyesight returns. And I made the Banjo kind of because I wanted to prove to myself that I would still be able to function even if I only had one eye, even if I only had the sight in one eye. By making that instrument, I kept my spirits up because I realised that it would be possible, and ended up with quite a playable little thing at the end of it. It's not the most refined of instruments, it's a little bit rough and ready here and there, but it's a banjo and it plays perfectly well. And because it has a synthetic skin, unlike a lot of the other banjos that I've made, which have animal skin, the Banjo is far less susceptible to temperature and humidity, and therefore stays in tune an awful lot more, which is rather helpful. Also, it's quieter because it's only a lemonade bottle. It's not a particularly large area, so it's not a very loud instrument, and therefore it's more compatible with my voice as regards microphone volumes. And the other thing I wanted to point out about this banjo is that it's not absolutely filthy. I made the mistake of trying to antique pine stain the fretboard as well as the body. It worked rather well on the body, I thought, on the whole, but was pretty much a disaster on the fretboard because it wore off almost straight away, and it just makes it look filthy, and I'm sorry about that, but you don't have to touch it, so it needn't be your concern. And I'm also sorry about this chair. I mean, it's quite the noisiest thing. I swear it is the chair, even though sometimes it sounds rather fruity. Yes. I think that will conclude my business.